Put your hands together for Caroll Singer.
Just stay there a moment. I'll come back and stay.
Why?
Please. And turn round.
No, I'm not doing that.
No, just stand there. As you can see, Kym's been auditioning for the Spider-Woman movie. As you can see from her legwear, and very good as well.
Thanks. You've got 5 minutes, and you've just used up 30 seconds of it.
Oh, it's going to be a quick bit. I've had a busy week. This hasn't been memorised. Joe was talking about, Joe's a friend of Kym's. I'd like to welcome Joe here and everyone else in the audience. I'm going to try and finish on a punchline to do with the X Factor or Britain's Got Talent and Simon Cowell. So if you can just remind me about that. And we've got some audience participation to start with. You say what's on the cards.
What man?
No,
What's on the cards?
I've got the first line before. I'm your man.
What man?
A man with the power.
What power?
The power of hoodoo.
Who do?
I do.
You do what? You do what?
I'm your man. Are you getting fed up with this?
Yes, we are.
Would you like me to move on?
Yes, we bloody well would.
Okay. Really unprofessional. So, I'm going to jump to the punchline of this. Jack was born on the 1st of April. All Fool's Day. But Jack was nobody's fool. He must have been born in the afternoon. Okay, last week I had 3 job interviews. I'm going to skip through the material. I had to give a 5-minute presentation. A CV is supposed recommended to be a single side of A4, 2 sides at the most. I estimated a 5-minute presentation should be 4 sides of A4, maybe 6 at the most. But mine then ended up at 16 pages. So I made a summary of it to crib from. And I opened it, I said, "Thank you for concealing your dragon's tails." And then I said, Are you interested in investing in pyramids made out of sand to sell to Egyptian pharaohs? So they were sort of, what's going on? And then I said, or would you like to invest in using hummus, taram salata, tzatziki and moussaka to fill in the cracks of the Acropolis and the Greek mountains to stop them collapsing? So by then they thought it was a complete mashigana. And they gave me feedback. The service manager, her name was Michelle. It's one question about diversity I answered really well, but other questions I went off topic and didn't go into detail.
Can't imagine that.
Yeah. And then the second question, it was you answered it really well, but other questions, so it was like a broken record technique. And I got a feeling, well, maybe you had your intended candidate in line. So that was that. How long have I done, Kym? So the punchline I came up with, there's 3 on the panel. There was a head. The gentleman in the 3rd row made the music come on by saying a sentence. I can turn the lights on and off by waving my arm. So there were 3 on the interview panel. A head therapist, occupational therapist, the service manager who was a woman, and a fitness instructor. As you can tell from my fine physique, I'm a part-time personal gym instructor. And he'd asked a very pertinent question. In my presentation, I hadn't said how I'd warm up the client in my case study. But he said the content was very good. So sort of, when I got an opportunity to ask questions, I said the service manager had asked me maybe 4 questions. The head occupational therapist had maybe asked me 4 questions. The male fitness instructor had only asked me 1 question. So I said, I'd like to give you an opportunity if you've got any more questions you'd like to ask me or anything you'd like to say. So the punchline for this bit is, I could have said to them, this male fitness instructor, he was a bit like David Williams, and the 2 females that were like, I can't remember their 2 names, so I could have said, well, I'm just relieved that Simon Caroll hadn't made it to the panel. But you're probably all right on and don't watch X Factor and Britain's Got Talent, but maybe you read about it in the paper or heard it from friends. How long have I done?
What do we reckon? How long has he done?
10 days.
You've probably done about 5 minutes, haven't you?
Can I do another minute or so? A bit short.
Short minute.
What do we think?
Short minute.
Okay. My colleague at work, Alan, helped me talk through my presentation. And
What was
so,
that, Joe?
in the gym there's televisions, and the BBC News channel was on, and the background was like financial news, and the subtitles were on, and Caroll's a stage name, it's not my real name, but then my real name, Paul, came up on the screen, and for me it was like predictive texting on my mobile. I knew that my real surname was going to come up next, and it did. And 12 years ago I had an episode of psychosis, and like 12 years I would have been going, oh my God, what have I done? But what has actually happened, my mum buys, in her youth she was a member of the Young Communist League, and she still buys the Morning Star Daily, which is the Communist Party daily newspaper. And in the last year there was an article about an American vulture capitalist. And she said to me, have you seen this article about this American vulture capitalist? He's got exactly the same first name as you and exactly the same surname. So if you want to find out more about that, it may have been to do with the euro collapsing because Greece was threatening to default, or the Shanghai Stock Exchange collapsing by 30%. If you Google Paul Singer, that's the American vulture capitalist you're looking for. All right, thank you.